I think the amount is like
that's the other thing. Because if it was like, yo, you $1,000 dinner with Jay-Z, Jay-Z would be like, come on, man, come to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, what we doing here? I can definitely give you more than you know what I mean? But
right. Typically, we start off every show by doing a would you rather. We got a special would you rather for y'all today. One that we talked about a little bit in the past. I think this would you rather, Avery, you told me years ago. I don't know if the number was the same, but the would you rather is, would you rather have dinner with Jay-Z or get $500K?
Yeah. And so as you said, man, I've seen different variations of this. I've seen it be 50K, I've seen it be 100K, but there's a clip. Jay-Z came out, made a stance on it. And so there's a clip that we'll play for you guys in a bit here. But for me, this is very similar because we also did, I think maybe even the first episode of the podcast or one of the early episodes we did, would you rather go to the Rock Nation brunch or get $250?
Yeah, very early. Yeah.
To me, I chose the money then, and I'm choosing the money now, son. Give me that bread, son. Give me that bread. It's a no-brainer, son. It's a no-brainer.
No. Listen. This is what I'm saying. Before this joint get all the way, I'm like, you said, look, this is, first of all, a dinner with Jay-Z.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, one individual. My main thing with the Rock Nation brunch was that you were in the room with multiple people. You can make way more connections.
Sure.
Maybe not as high a connection as Jay-Z, but you could make way more.
But counterpoint though, this is now more intimate. Dinner with Jay-Z, I'm almost giving you basically an hour and a half at a table, just you and him though. You know what I'm saying?
But you also saying $500K.
Okay.
And my main point to you is that when the Rock Nation brunch was that, listen, there's going to be somebody that's resonate. Like, you might not actually like really kick it off with Jay-Z. Like, there's you have a lesser chance, and so opposed to like, oh, I'm at a brunch for 3 or 4 hours. I might talk to this person. I might talk to this person. Sure. We might connect, and like it's a little bit different. And $500K is crazy. Now, I will tell you this right now.
Talk to me.
That number was like 50 or 100. I'm taking that sit down with Jay-Z.
Hold on. Okay. So as the question stands, dinner with Jay-Z or 500,000, you taking the 500,000 as it stands?
No.
I mean, hold on. That's what right now.
Yeah. You're right. I was like, wait. No. Yeah, I'm taking the 500K. I told you. I've said that it's stated right. Like,
yeah.
If I have 500K right now, I'm retired. Like, if I had 500K liquid, like, I feel like that's enough money for me to like never work again. And so like in that,
we're talking about because you're in a real estate, so we're gonna talk about that coming up too. So
we got a lot of real estate talking about coming up. But so that amount is just a little too much for me to risk on one dinner with one individual.
Yeah.
Whereas, like you said, if you're talking about 50K, 100K.
So even 100K, you okay. So listen, we agreed in right now. Y'all let us know in the chat what you think. Jay-Z, dinner with Jay-Z or 500,000. You brought up an interesting point too, which I hadn't thought of either. Because sometimes in life, you just don't necessarily click with certain people. What if you get the joy and it's like a vibe, like even platonically, like you can have like kind of sparking there, like dang, we kind of
like
vibe now we just sitting here, you know.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? This was so crazy. I'm not even a big Jay-Z fan. Like, hot take or not, like I don't really rock with Jay-Z at all. Like it's not. I don't hate him. I just, his music doesn't like really move me like everybody else does. Like, shoot, it's Jay. Like, I'm just like, I get it. Crazy bars. Like, you know what I'm saying? So like, you sitting down at dinner, he like, so you like my music, and be like, I don't really know much of it. You know what I'm saying? Like now you already.
But also too, this other thing I'm thinking about too. How old is JC? I looked this up because I'm imagining in his 40s or something. I'm also thinking I'm not married, no kids. You know what I'm saying? Also, I'm not a billionaire. It's also gonna be a little, unless it's about to be like a pure, like, yo, mentor me, like relationship right away. We may not hit that little, like, oh man, it's a cool
that he could be annoyed and just want to eat and be silent for an hour, and then I'm like, dang.
Yeah, they look, as you said in the chat, he 53, so that's what I'm saying. It's a different little age gap there too. Like, we got to come in with
I ain't know he was that old, son. My man.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm about to come in with the sports. Yo, I know. Actually, I'm coming in with the sports because he does have a position with the NFL, so I'll probably hit him with that way. Since talk to me about the position. He's doing something.
Then he had a Brooklyn Nets. He
did own it at one point, but now he has a sports agency. I know him a little more. Yeah. He owns a sports agency now, I think, or at least at one point. So he had to give up his ownership of the Brooklyn Nets. But he does have a position within the NFL. now currently. So maybe I'll talk about that. Like, hey, yo, man, like, talk about football or something. But unless it's about to be just that straight up, like, you the mentor, I'm the mentee, like, it's a possibility the vibe ain't there, man. So
right.
Y'all let us know, Leland. But you're saying something interesting now. You said even 100K. You might take the dinner with Jay-Z over the 100K.
Yeah. 100K.
Talk about that, bro. What you think? What's up?
Listen, man. In our next topic, we're gonna talk about DJ Envy and Caesar, right? But I guess what I'm saying is like, man, look, 100K, bro. Like, I guess what I'm saying is you can come across 100K. Investments. You can raise 100K. You can borrow 100K. Like that's 100K.
I don't know what the demographics of the audience, man, but y'all, if y'all might be getting some. Even though I'm in a nicer background right now, y'all might be getting a little clue to how Leland living. So he said, "Yo, you can come across 100K, son." Like
you can. What I'm saying is, like,
I don't know if everybody listening could just come across 100K.
Like, okay, it's not. I'm not gonna say like it's easy, but it's not. It's easier than to have a sit down with Jay-Z.
Sure,
you see what I'm saying?
That's true. That is
like,
true.
Like it's not like, oh, it's gonna fall out the sky. But what I'm saying is like, what you need 100K to do, right? Most people, maybe pay off some debts and then they're gonna spend it. Like probably by the end of that year, that 100K gonna be 20. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I hope most people would just pay off debts and try to get into the real estate. That's what I would do.
Okay, perfect. Now, if that was your thing, then you could find a way to get into real estate. You could find a way to leverage, get credit cards. Like there's ways to get to 100, or at least close to it. Like that's what I'm saying. Like, or 50, 60, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can do that. But you can't get in a room with somebody this for that amount.
You're not going to get scared and sit down with Jay-Z.
Nah, you're just not going to do that. So that's
what's the value of potential? You ain't seen the clip yet, right? You ain't seen the clip yet, right?
No, I ain't seen the clip yet.
Listen, we might need to pay go ahead, Lee, go ahead. We might need to pay the clip though next. So
no, I mean it just really comes down to, like, I think one of your big points in the Rock Nation brunch was like, what do you have to sell? Like, what are you trying? Like, what is your
trying to do basically? Yeah.
What are you trying to do?
You can sit down with him, and then what do you expect to happen as a result of this sit down now?
I mean, I guess you just sitting down talking at dinner. Like, for me, you personal, you just talking about like who you are, what you do, what you passionate about. And hope that it's somewhere in that it aligns. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to imagine, or at least I would hope to believe that if I'm sitting down with Jay-Z, however this got set up, that he would be like, "Hey, man, like, what you about, man? Like, what do you do?"
Sure.
I feel like if nothing else, he'd be willing to sit down and give another black young man insight. And he might not necessarily have a connection, but he'll be like, "Hey, I like that," or
sure,
you ain't thought about this, or I'm into this, or I'm into that, or maybe I'll connect you. Like, that's all I really would need. Like, you like, you got CPAs, or you got a investor, some dude like that. Like, I know a guy. I'm gonna text him right now. Yeah, I'll link y'all up, and maybe he'll be your mentor. You see what I'm saying? Like, that in itself, I promise you, would be worth more than 100,000. I promise.
Well, listen, man. Let's go ahead and roll the clip. Ashley, roll the clip. We'll hear Jay-Z's official stance on the matter. Roll the clip. Yeah, we'll see what he says. So he had to sit down with Gayle King. He had to sit down. I think Good Morning America, ABC, something like that. And she brought up this question here because it's been meme for a lot. Like you said, I think I sent it 2 years ago or whatever. So people have always said this thing is a meme, and she had it. So here it is here.
There's something interesting online, Jay. I'd love to hear what you think about this. If you had a choice between getting paid $500,000 in cash or lunch with Jay-Z, which would you choose?
You gotta take the money. What I'm gonna say? Yeah, I mean, everything that I'm gonna say.
No, only because people say, of course, you take lunch with Jay-Z because the wisdom that you would get from him would be so beneficial to you. There would only be a matter. You would take the money.
Yeah, because you got all that in the music for $10.99. That's a bad deal. I wouldn't tell you to cut a bad deal. Like,
I don't
take
know.
the $500,000, go buy some albums and listen to the albums. It's all there. If you piece it together and really listen to the music for the words, for what it is, it's all there. Everything that I said was gonna happen. Everything that I said I wanted to do, I've done. And there's the blueprint. The blueprint, literally, to me and my life and my journey is there already.
Okay, look, man.
Okay.
One thing I like about this here, though, and this is my thing too. This is my answer. Jay-Z said it perfect. He said, "You take that money." He said, "Yo, what I'm gonna say to you?" That's what I'm thinking. Like, you gonna sit down with him, like, all right, like you here, but yo, what you expect me to say to you, son? You know what I mean?
All right. So this is funny, right? So I wish I would have, if I would have been a little bit more prepared. So I actually, right before this, I seen like a recap, like like Good Morning America was doing a recap of her doing the interview, kind of promoting it before it comes out. Okay. And she said that right after that take, that he was like, Jay-Z was telling her, like, man, you know, had I really been thinking about it, I probably would have said something different, or I would have had something different to say about that take. Okay. That's what she said on the joint. But I mean, yeah, like, bro, 500K that's crazy, man. You know what I'm saying? But it's crazy because you're asking him, like, I don't think you can put too much stock in, like, because nobody really gonna like if somebody was like, all right, Avery, look, what's your value, right? You almost a doctor. You know what I'm saying? You've been doing the school thing for a while. You gotta have to have a wealth of knowledge, right? Sure. If you ask somebody who is trying to be somewhere like you, right? Okay. And they say, like, oh man, like, man, Avery, they willing to pay $10,000 to sit down and talk to you. We'll pay $5,000 for dinner to sit down and talk to you. What are you gonna say?
I'm gonna take the money for sure, but I feel like if you want to get into grad school, you can get in for less than $10,000 conversation with me. You know what I mean?
But that's what I'm saying. Like, I guess what I'm saying is you're probably deferred, kind of like he is. Like, hey, like, I'm not that great. Like, you can just go to school and do it. It's kind of like what he was saying. Like, hey, like, I said it, I rapped about it in the music. I just stayed on course and blah blah blah. But you know, and I know. Or at least I know that there is way more nuance in that, and there's something else in that process that somebody else might find valuable that you don't necessarily.
It's like this though. This is what I'm thinking too, man. I feel like you're in a unique situation too as an entrepreneur into real estate legitimately. I know we keep teasing it; it's coming up soon, but you're in real estate legitimately. So you're in a unique position. I don't know that most of the people in the comments. I think also if I'm an aspiring artist, say I put out a couple albums and I'm doing music full time, I can even see that person being, you know what? I need to get him for Jay-Z. This little sit down here. Maybe I play with some of my music. I can see certain people, but for the vast majority of people, I think just take that money, because even like what he's going to say, because a lot of times the conversation just be like, oh man, Jay-Z is going to drop so much wisdom and knowledge to me, and that's going to be enough, a lifelong with gems. And he's like, bro, what you expect me to say here, like that's about to change your life? You know what I mean? I'm not about to now, but you're saying is something different though, what most people don't get to. Like maybe he can connect you with someone valuable. But as far as like what Jay-Z's going to come out his mouth and say, like, bro, you be better off reading Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Money Making Habits. You know what I'm saying? Like
I think what you're saying is right. I agree with you. I feel like there's a level of there's a mindset, there's a place. Or a time in your life where or if you just on that type of time in general, like I think the main thing is like, are your interests aligned, right? Like, are you trying to do something? Are you trying to build something? Are you trying to acquire something, invest in something? If that's aligned with kind of what he's doing in there, you can see the value in it. If it's not, like if you just, like you said, like you just I'm here, or I'm in college. I'm 18 years old. I don't even know what I want to do in life. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, of course.
Take that money.
You're still gonna probably burn that money. It don't really matter.
You may still burn the money for sure, but it's more so like this. That one conversation, like I said, going back to the Roc Nation brunch conversation we had, but even with this one, you might get a picture at the end of it. Oh my God, like, yo, Jay-Z, that's crazy. You gotta sit down with Jay-Z. That's wow. You know what I'm saying?
But you know what's so crazy is
what's that?
Not 500, but you could probably be hot on social media for a little bit by just like telling the story. Like, I did take that. Like, I did take the brunch with Jay-Z. Like, I'll tell you about it.
If this was some little system here, if it was some little like Make-A-Wish or almost something, you know what I mean? You got to do it. But the thing is, you need regular outlets to pick it up. Like, you would need a CBS, which I think in that case they would if it was public. But if it just happened like just by proxy,
you could do it YouTube. You could do a little like.
Yeah, but if
listen, bro, you could do a whole YouTube series. Like, bro, listen, I took the sit down with Jay-Z for lunch. This is what I learned, right? You lay it all out. Hey, I learned this, X, Y, Z, and then you'd be like, all right, look, and now I'm about to do a series on. I'm gonna apply it. Like, these my next episodes is me applying what I got from Jay-Z and seeing how that worked, bro. Literally, tell me not, bro. you
I knew one guy that did that with Mr. Beast actually, and it was okay for a little bit, but then the content wasn't all that because this was a guy. There's a black guy that Mr. Beast I think bought him a house, and everything in the house, and he had little videos after like, yo man, I met Mr. Beast, you know. That's what I'm telling you, bro. Yo, he was like, yo, I was.
Why do you do that?
Because it was kind of like, all right, once that ended, and then once he got to his content, it's like,
it's not good. It's not good, bro.
You got some views. I watched that first video. Like, okay, it's cool. I think I watched the second one, but then the content was like, yeah, I'm not really watching this joint, man. You know what I'm saying? But
I mean, that's YouTube for you, bro.
Yeah,
you know
that's YouTube.
Opportunity. So, it's the opportunity, man. What I'm saying is like
500,000 on my boy. Listen, that 500,000.
500,000.
You could literally. I feel like you could hire a team and get your YouTube more popping if you went to the right people and like, yo, I got this idea. I don't know if that YouTube automation is a scam. It looked kind of scammy, but you might can even put 10,000 towards that to do that. You know what I'm saying? You can do something else and get your YouTube popping with that 500K as opposed to that. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
It's a good one to talk about, though.
It's a good one to talk about, man. I like that he weighed in on it. I thought that was cool that they did the whole thing in the interview. But yeah, I think we're on the same page. It just really comes down to like where you at and what you're trying to do. What, do you see the value in it? I don't necessarily know that Jay-Z sees the value in himself, if that makes sense.
I think he does. I don't think he sees it with a random person for an hour. Like I think Jay-Z is a brand.
And that amount, I think the amount is like
that's the other thing. Because if it was like, yo, you $1,000 dinner with Jay-Z would be like, come on, man, come to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, what we doing here? I can definitely give you more than you know what I mean? But
the value,
I can't say that Jay-Z don't see his value. I think in this context, he's mostly like, what I'm going to add to you that's more than 500,000.
More than 500,000. That's what I'm saying. Like, if it
was, want me to say, like he said, he laughed like, yo, what you
like? Where am I? Like, that's a lot of pressure. Like, I gotta hit you with something so gravity. Like that's what
better than 500,000.
Yeah, first of all, somebody took the question. They threw it. They 500K.
And Gayle King too. I don't know if I ever seen 500,000 too. She misread it on social media. It was like, all right, they saying Jay-Z 1.2 million or
that's crazy. What do you think, $1 billion or just to talk to Jay-Z, who is a billionaire? Like, what? You crazy, yo?
One last thing I'll say too, I thought about, bro. You talk about like you mentioned the dynamic of a man, Jay-Z maybe seeing a young black man willing to invest. I'm pretty sure like a lot of people that are really rich, they're philanthropic. But one person that's really, really known for it though is Bill Gates, though. I think with Bill Gates potentially, you might be better. Like you talk about somebody who's kind of known. He just like, bro, and he also said, I'm not leaving my money to my kids. Like he might actually 500,000 to Bill Gates. I still might lean to 500,000, but that's one person I can see. Like, you know what? Actually, Bill Gates, you might be better off because he's kind of like like giving his money freely, and he has a lot of connections. And
I feel you, but I guess what I'm saying is I think that the root of it is just that this is what my point is that
talk to me.
Money is limited in value, and then knowledge and networking connections are. You see what I'm saying? Like your network connections, your credibility. We'll talk about somebody who is losing their credibility, but like that, the whole reason he could scam people was off the namesake, like his value.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying?
Here's the thing, though. And this is what I'm thinking. I think the knowledge. You're not going to get 500,000 worth of knowledge, though. No way. So
you're not going to get 500,000 worth of value. That's why I chose
the knowledge specifically. You might get the connection, but the knowledge is he can't give you $500,000 worth of knowledge in that hour. You know what I mean?
Not in that hour. He would have to absolutely, like you.
Only person that can give you that type of knowledge, quote unquote, would be really a university system, and that's only because you get the degree at the end. Like, you know what I mean? You can actually do something tangible with if you go to school for 4 years or you get a PhD or something like that. But as far as knowledge, you can't get that much. But now connections, those would be, but that's not knowledge. And when I see people saying it, they're just saying, "Yo, man, Jay-Z gonna teach me the game, and he gonna show me."
Not in no hour, bro. Not in no hour. But I think the connections are. Yeah. Man, I and we're gonna move from this. But I'm saying like I've met people in shorter time frames that have made me, more. You see what I'm saying? Like just a connection. Like, hey, I didn't even think about this. Like, yo, like this person, I met this person got me an idea for this. They, like that's a little bit more valuable. And you have to imagine just the people that he knows, the people that he's connected to, maybe even his assistant. He might just be like, all right, cool. Talk to my assistant. Now that he tells his assistant to actually talk to me, now I got access to, you see what I'm saying? Like that's incredibly valuable. If you got something, or even if you're just trying to acquire, like to build something. So
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? That's how we'll leave it. Let us know in the chat for sure, man.
Okay.
How you feeling on this? Yeah, how you feeling, man? You taking any amount of money? Is there amount of money that you could take what is that? What is that amount that you would take or you wouldn't take over the sit down?
You talking about for me or you talking about the chat now?
Say for you and then we'll leave it for the chat.
Well, listen, man. Even 5,000, I'm taking a dinner with Jay-Z. I'm taking a dinner with Jay-Z.
That's pretty
I don't know.
man.
Huh?
That's all.
Listen, like I said, it depends on what I'm trying to do, man. I just thought of one last situation. Like, I know he's done a lot of stuff with like prison reform, him, Meek Mill, and things like that. So even say I had a loved one that's incarcerated, and like even the 500,000 may not move the needle in the sense of getting them out, but like, yo, if I can tell the case to Jay-Z, like, yo, man, he was wrongly accused. Jay-Z know all these people. That's another situation. Like, you know what? That could go further than this 500 because he can get the public behind it. He can push, you know what I'm saying? All these different things.
Yeah, so, if he feels convicted.
If he feels convicted, he could probably make it happen bigger because, you know, Meek Mill, Robert Kraft, all them, even Kim Kardashian, you know, these things, they all know each other. They big into that stuff. You know, who knows? You could possibly, your loved one could be out in a bit. So there is a man. I have to think about it, man. I have to think about it, bro. But
all right, yeah, put that in the chat, man. Y'all let us know, man. If you are on the side of getting the money, what amount of money would actually sway you to take the dinner?
Yes.